Welcome to Keto Life Support, where we make your keto life sustainable, fun, and low stress. I'm Kim Howerton, and I'll be coming to you weekly with some of my keto besties to bring you the practical, real-world keto advice that you need. Quick disclaimer, I am not a doctor, and even if we do have a doctor in the house from time to time, he or she is not your doctor, and nothing we say on this show should be taken as medical advice. Always check in with a trusted medical professional about your own personal medical concerns.
Hello and welcome to Keto Life Support. This is your host, Kim Howerton, and this is episode number 170. And today, we're going to go over a few of the dumb things people do in the name of weight loss. So, weight loss. It's you get on a scale and the number is lower than it was the last time you were on the scale, then you say you've lost weight. But so often, and by so often, I mean all the time, we should be concerned not with weight loss, but with fat loss. And the scale doesn't tell us about fat loss. It only tells us about weight loss. Now, can the scale be a really useful tool to evaluate fat loss? Yeah, it can. Because if all things are equal in terms of muscle gain and water weight gain, so other reasons besides fat gain that the scale might go up or down, then monitoring your weight is going to give you an insight into fat loss or gain. However, what many of us do on our weight loss or fat loss, as we should say, journey, is that we get into a place where we look at the scale as the ultimate decider of success, not at our body composition as what we're really trying to fix. Now, you can get away with this a lot more the more weight you have to lose. Because if you are 100 pounds overweight, the scale is going to go down significantly over time before you get into any place where you might be damaging yourself by solely or only focusing on the scale as a metric of success. But when you start getting into the last few pounds of weight loss, you are likely going to be hurting yourself quite a bit by exclusively looking at the scale. And along the way, even if you still have a significant amount of weight to lose, I see people sort of, cutting off their own nose to spite their face, or pick another cliched expression. Things like, well, every time I work out really hard, the scale is up a few pounds and it really frustrates me, so I don't work out. Okay, that is just going to be really blunt here. Tough love time, people. That's dumb. It's dumb. It's like, I weigh less when I smoke, so I should smoke more. Like, it's just health dumb. So don't do things like that. So what are some of these things? Not working out or not lifting weights because you can't figure out how that makes the scale go up, and that frustrates you and makes you feel like you're doing something wrong. Not taking creatine because maybe the scale went up a few pounds and that makes you think you're doing something wrong. Number 3, not getting sufficient amounts of sodium in because that might make the scale go up and make you think you're doing something wrong. So these are 3 examples of dumb things we might do when we prioritize the scale going down constantly over what is our actual body composition doing and what is best for our optimal health. So I just bring up these points to say, don't let the scale get in the way of your success. Yes, you can use the scale as one of your tools, but if there are legitimate reasons why the scale should be going up, increased sodium intake, increased working out. So after a hard leg workout, some people are up like 5 pounds on the scale. They did not gain 5 pounds of anything but water and maybe like a couple grams of muscle, right? And I see people changing their supplements or medications or things like that to reduce scale weight, which is dumb if you need those things. So is this a comprehensive list? No, but it's enough to tell you that you can't let the scale be the boss of you. Now, the scale is still a very useful tool, but you have to use it with some logic, reason, and in your right mind. So if you let the scale dictate your emotions and you let emotions dictate your actions, you need to take a step back and figure out another way to proceed. Because I see so often people just shooting themselves in the foot. There's another one of those cliches, by paying attention to the scale instead of paying attention to things that might be affecting the scale weight. And so why the scale weight should be ignored. Now, is that to say in all cases the scale weight is going to be wrong when it went up? Absolutely not. It's just that you don't make meaning out of the wrong things. Scale weight might fluctuate for a variety of reasons. What you're looking for is fat loss, not scale loss. Just make sure you're clear on what's happening and why, and don't do counterproductive things for your health, just so you can feel like a good person when you get on the scale. So that was just a quick slap upside the head for some of you today as we leave the month of July. And I got a little news, taking a little bit of a vacay, a little breaky break for the Kim here. I'm going to be on podcast vacation for the month of August, but don't worry. I will have some replays of some good episodes from the past, things that some of you might need reminders of if you listened to it before, or maybe it's new if you're newer to the podcast. If some of you are like, man, that's boring, I apologize. But every once in a while, I need a little break. So I'm going to take one, but I will be back in September. It's like back to school, back to the podcast, back to all the things. So enjoy your summer month. I'll enjoy mine. I will be on social media, so you will be able to find me. I will not have dropped off the face of the earth, but I am going to take a little podcast vacay. So enjoy your month, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Keto Life Support. Want more information? Want show notes? Want to suggest a topic? Just head over to ketolifesupport.com. That's where all that kind of thing can go on. By the way, I have a request. If you could go to your podcast host and hit subscribe, we would really, really appreciate it. And what would be even more awesome is if you could write a review. And what would be even more awesome than that is if you could write like a really flattering review. Just asking, you do you. All right. So thanks so much for joining us. I'm thrilled that you're part of the Keto fam. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.